It is a Legendary Collection Dark Raichu. It's a BGS 9.5. An absolutely banger card. SARs Alt Art from Chilling Reign. I have it on both sides. Rocket Gang and Team Rocket returns.
Don't stop.
What is up, everybody? Happy Thursday. Welcome back to the channel. I hope everyone's been having a great week so far. Today, we are going to be going over my entire 52 card PSA submission going out tomorrow. I wanted to do a pre-video before I do the grade reveal video, which will be in a month or two down the road from now whenever all the cards are back. But then we can all know what to expect and be excited together for whatever grades we actually get. Before we get into the card showing, I do need to knock out my showcase card of the week. We have now moved on to week 18. Last week, I was rocking the Peruvian Scyther. Now, I did find some information out about this card earlier this week. I'm 99% positive these are unlicensed Pokemon cards. They are super sick though. I did end up buying 2 booster boxes on eBay, which should be here before the weekend. And for hopefully on Monday's video, if not next Thursday, we're gonna be ripping open 60 packs of them just to see the artwork. Obviously, they are not affiliated with Pokemon being unlicensed, but there's cool stuff to be seen and I want to check it out. There's not a lot of videos out there. I haven't even seen a full card list, so I haven't seen all the cards. So I'm not even going to look anything up. We're just going to start ripping packs and whatever comes out, comes out. But for this week, for week 18, we are going to be going over or putting in a card that I showed as a pickup. I think it was a week or two ago at the Pokeshop and Collectibles Trade Night. I ended up getting a Versus, a VS Dark Energy. I'm decided not to grade it just because the condition's not entirely perfect. I don't think it would 10, but Dark Energy from Versus, I love this card. It is probably my favorite energy. I just like all the black. The black on black on the phone case looks awesome. And then, of course, you have Cosmos Holos, which all pop off and shine. Just a reminder, their iPhone 15s and the Samsung Galaxies, that pre-order went live a week ago. Check them out if you want to get a phone case. I love rocking mine. So back to this grades, to all these cards I'm submitting. There's 52 cards. I have a stack here already ready to go. A lot of cards here, mainly Japanese, some English sorted in, and then I have 9 more cards in front of me. These cards are all going to be crossovers. I broke open 6 slabs earlier today, 3 PSA, 3 CGC slabs, and I want to do a kind of a test grade to see where PSA rates these. The PSA grades that came out, I really feel these should have 10'd, and I want to see if they do 10 them this time or if they give them all 9s again. And then the CGCs are all 9.5s, and then I have 3 actual slabs that we're going to be cross grading. So I am sending them in their slabs, 2 CGCs and a BGS, and we'll see if they upgrade them to PSA 10s. They are none of these slabs right here. They're all 9.5s. So none of them are actually 10s just yet. And I want to see what PSA has to say about them. Let's jump right into this card reveal and go over every single card I am sending out. All right, let's jump right into this pile of cards. Gonna show off the cards I'm cross grading first, and then we'll get into the stacks of cards I've already had, like just laid out pulls I've had over the last couple months from ripping. You'll recognize some of these cards because they were some of the better hits that I had out of some of the last booster boxes. So first card up first, this Candace is from Paradigm Trigger, Silver Tempest on the English side. It was a PSA 9. It's a pretty clean card. It very well might 9 again. The only issue I saw with it was a little bit of a light top, like skinny top centering. The bottom was definitely thicker down there, and then the right side was slightly heavy as well. Back does look somewhat good. Left side's a little heavy there, but we're just gonna test it out. I want to see if these PSA 9s, if they hit them as 9s again, or if they come back as 8s, or if they come back as 10s, to see if different graders are just giving out different scores. So that's the whole point of some of these cards. I would love for it to come back a 10. I want it in a 10. I want to put it in the slab box behind me. It's one of my favorite cards or trainers from that set. So we'll just see. The next up is going to be Gardenia's Vigor. This card I love as well. It also got a PSA 9. Now this one might actually be maybe slightly worse than Candace, right side heavy, so it might 9 again, but that's the point of testing. Let's see, Zapdos. Okay, Zapdos is actually really well centered. This was from that last sub return I had from PSA, and I just felt this card should have 10'd. Sometimes I just feel they pick out cards that they just give 9s for no absolute reason at all, and this might have been that case. I want to see if it comes back a 10 next time, because that 9 kind of hurt. This was a sequential pair. I did have the SAR right behind it. The SAR did 10, so that is a win. That was definitely the better card to come back graded as a 10, but we'll see what happens on this one. The next 3 are going to be CGC. Now, to be clear, I don't have any issues with CGC. I just don't like CGC for my own personal collection. My case behind me, this is like my PSA 10 case. I have, I think, 3 CGC slabs to my name right now, actually, in my personal collection. And I mean, I'll just grab a couple of them. This Squirtle's probably one of my favorite cards, hand down, in my collection. Subgrades I love. I hate that they did away with subgrades, but the blue on blue just looks so good. This card does not look as good in a PSA slab. Big old swirl right there, the bubblegum swirl. I love this card. I'm not going to ever cross grade this card, so it's staying CGC. I also have an Acerola's Intuition as a pristine 10. These don't happen anymore either. The subgrades, the pristine scores. It's a cool card, and this one is also going to stay with CGC. All right, next up is a Shiny Scizor. This one was a 9.5 with subs, 9.5 on the surface, corners 10, edges 9.5. The centering is what got a 9 on it, and a little bit right side heavy there. I still think it's a 10 contender. We're going to find out. So they're not getting this part of it. They're just getting the card, and we will see how that one gets back. English card next, Zeraora V Alt Art from Chilling Reign. One of my favorite Alt Arts. I love this card, and I want to see if it gets the 10. I want this card in a 10. I want it in Japanese in a 10 as well, but we're doing a test. We are gonna see how these cards come back. Last one. Okay, this is going to make sense here in a second. I picked out 2 Topps Chrome cards. I love Topps Chrome, hands down. I have a lot of Topps Chrome cards, and I think CGC does hand out higher grades on Topps Chrome. We're going to find out there too. This card, honestly, I don't think it's going to 10. The corners with Topps Chrome, you really want to have like razor sharp corners. It's kind of hard to see in the slab or in the sleeves here, but they're sharp, but they're kind of soft at the same time. This, I'm gonna make a guess here. It's gonna come back either an 8 or a 9. It won't hurt my feelings that it's no longer a CGC 9.5. We're gonna find out. It's gonna go, I don't know. I might break it out yet again if it comes back an 8, and I might just keep it as a single the next go around, but we'll see. So those are all the cards that I already broke out. The next 3 are going to be cross-graded in their physical slabs. I'm going to take off the graded guards. First one is Red's Pikachu. Awesome, awesome card. I would love to have this one in a 10. I think it's about $100 plus card. It's not like too terribly crazy expensive, but I'm pretty confident it's going to 10. I'm going to say it's almost a guarantee it's going to come back as a PSA 10. But that's, again, why we're doing the test. I want to know if they don't like doing cross grades. That takes them more time. It's not just a card. It is an entire slab that they have to identify, look through, and then make the decision if they want to break it open and then put it into a new PSA slab. So it costs a little bit more money than the normal grading fees. Like, normal grades are going to be $15 on any of these cards, but the cross grading fees are going to be $39. But we're going to find out. We're doing this for information. We're doing this for a lot of things. a lot of reasons, and hopefully this comes back as a 10. If it comes, so, okay, to clarify, if they do not feel one of these cards is up to their PSA 10 standards, they're going to send back the slab as is. So I'm either going to get this slab back as a 9.5 or it's going to come back as a PSA 10. There's no in between. I'm going to select the option where the only way I want this back is as a 10. I can select it as a 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and whatever grade they feel it gets, they'll send it back just in a PSA slab in that grade. But I'm going to do it so it's either going to be a PSA 10 or bust. The next one, I so hope actually comes back as a 10. This one is another Topps card. It's a 9.5 Spectra Chrome War Turtle, and I already have the Spectra Squirtle and the Spectra Blastoise. I need him. I need him in a 10. I picked this up for dirt cheap on an eBay auction a long time ago, and I've been meaning to send it in for a while. And it's time. It's time he gets sent off. Looking at this card through it, the corners, all 4 corners are razor sharp. There's nothing I see here that really would prevent it from being a 9 or an 8, but I'm not a grader. We're gonna find out, but I'm gonna be so excited if this card comes back as a 10. The last one here, this card you've probably seen on my Instagram before. It is a Legendary Collection Dark Raichu. It's a BGS 9.5. I think this is a 10 contender, hands down. I don't like BGS slabs much. I have only had a couple. I graded this card personally as well. The only reason I sent this to Beckett was because I thought this was going to be either a Beckett 10, which the population is very, very low for an entire all WotC cards together between English and Japanese. I want to say is like 30 or 40 in 10s for Beckett, and there are no black labels. I thought this was a strong 10 contender, and I think I very well might have been gypped out of a 10 just because they didn't want to put another 10 into circulation. This is a pop 3, I believe, for the Dark Raichu with Beckett, and it's a low pop for PSA as well, like 30-ish cards. I looked the other day. So hopefully this comes back as a 10 as well, and I'm probably going to keep it, or I could trade it for something else. It's going to be a come up. It's really hard to move as a 9.5 in a BGS slab. In a PSA slab, it's not going to be hard to move at all. So those 9 right there, those are all the ones that have they've all been graded in the past, and I'm breaking them out or sending them as is in their current slabs as kind of a cool test. So hopefully all these come back as 10s. Some of these might 9. Some of these might get worse than 9s, but we'll see once we get this sub back. Now, one thing to clarify as well, the cross grading slabs here, they are probably going to come back a lot quicker. So those are going to be entered with all the other singles I'm about to show you, and these right here are going to be a separate order. Everything else is going to be in its own order. So if I get these back, I'm probably just going to showcase these on whatever video I'm doing next for these 3 cards specifically, and not so much wait until the other 49 cards show up. So the 49 card sub will be its own video, but these I might work in, or just basically say I got them all back as is if they send them back all as 9.5s. So let's get into the actual cards. So these have been singles I've been collecting for quite some time here. This first stack is all going to be hopefully PSA 1s. The last go around we had with PSA and low grade cards, as you saw, a lot of things were getting kicked back. It's my do or die sub. If they start kicking these back, I'm done grading PSA 1s. There's just no point. It's gonna be hit or miss. We'll see what happens. You'll see here in a second, I'm resending one card. So Rocket Gang, EX Zapdos, super sick card. It is absolutely destroyed. The next one here, the Scyther, I've showcased that in my showcase card of the week before. I love this card. Hopefully this gets a 1. The reason they were kicking cards back from PSA with the do not holder was, I believe, for cards that have holos that are peeling up. So I'm going to try to flatten that out a little bit before sending it off tomorrow. But if I get it back as is, no sweat off my back really with these cards, because I'm going to just keep cycling them into my phone case and just keep them in the binder for the time being. So this one, this is the card they kicked back in the last sub. So the sticker that came back on it was the do not holder sticker. They just slapped it on my vault actual case here and sent me the card back. So this Rocket Mewtwo EX, it's lifting almost everywhere. It's a little bit thicker than how a regular card should be. So they might kick it back again. If so, again, so be it, but they don't charge. So to make that clear, they will only charge if they grade the card and encapsulate the card. If they kick this card back again, there is zero fee. They're not going to charge me the $15 plus shipping to send this card back. So if they send back this entire pile, it costs me zero. If they send them back as PSA 1s, it's a win. The next one, same card, but in Japanese. I have it on both sides, Rocket Gang and Team Rocket Returns. I'm going to do these sequentially. Hopefully they both won, so I have a sequential pair. I just love these cards. Mewtwo is probably my favorite Pokemon ever, and that's going to look good. Ruby and Sapphire, Mewtwo EX. I got this card back in English in the last sub, and I'm going to send it off in Japanese too. That one also has a big old swirl. The other card that I got on the English side has it like in his hand, blasting off his hand. So hopefully that comes back and I have another pair. Rocket's Persian EX. I've put this card into my phone case before as well. I'm pretty sure I've done all of these cards. This card is super cool, and hopefully it gets the one. And the last card, I've been torn about sending this card off. I really think it is an awesome single, and if I ever stop doing the showcase card of the week, it might be a card that sits in my actual case for a very long period of time. Slowking's my spirit animal. Team Rocket's Returns. You can see all of the holo on this card everywhere. So it really won't hurt my feelings if this does not get graded and comes back as is, but it would also make a really cool one. So those are going to be the ones. The next pile here, these are actually just two cards. Rocket's Admin. These are from the Japanese Classic Collection. I just think the sparkle on them, the holo, the texture, all that looks really cool. I have this card already from the 25th anniversary, and I have it from Team Rocket's Returns as well. And the boss's orders, I have 4 of these going out. I'll probably trade off or sell a few. Hopefully they all 10. All of these cards from the Classic Collection, they are super well centered. They're in as good shape as possible as you can get. So I don't ever like using the word guaranteed, but I'm hoping this is going to just be a giant stack of 10s right here. All right, moving on into the next ones. I love Pidgey, the entire Pidgey line. And over the last few months, I have been collecting every Pidgey from the Scarlet Violet era that has come out so far. So from Shiny Treasures, I have the Pidgey, I have the Pidgeotto, and then I have the SSR Pidgeot, and then the Art Rare Pidgey. I love this card with all of them just kind of perking out from the bushes. The Pidgeotto as well, sitting on the street sign. The Pidgeot SAR flying over the city. I love this card. I put this in my phone case a few weeks ago. So this was one of my test cards to see if the phone case A beat it up, because I'm hopefully expecting a 10 back here. And then I have the Pidgeot EX, and finally another Pidgeot SR card. So these are all going to be sequential. It'd be super cool to have an entire sequential bird line for the personal collection. If not, we'll figure out what happens once this one comes up. So this stack right here could be the most kind of messed up if let's say I get a 9 here and a 9 here or something like that, because I'm not going to keep the 9s more than likely. We'll see. We'll see what happens. And then the last stack, we're getting into full arts, and we are getting into alt arts on the Japanese side, SARs. There's some nice cards in here. I'm hoping this entire stack 10s. Venusaur from 151, Alakazam from Shiny Treasures. Incineroar, I pulled that. So this is Wild Force and Cyber Judge. I think, yep, the next couple cards. I'm kind of grading almost all my hits from Wild Force and Cyber Judge. So many of those cards are awesome artworks. So the Incineroar, I have 2 Scizors. Love this one. I hope both of them 10, at least one. I'm sending insurance on some of these cards in case I don't get a 10. Detective Pikachu. So we got a Detective Pikachu back in the last sub. It was actually Holly's card, and I really want this card in a 10 as well, so hopefully that one is 10s. Armored Mewtwo, I have this in a 1. Hopefully this one will 10. Skelly Dirge, this was the SAR from, I think, Triplet Beat. Super cool card. Might not keep it. It's not like my favorite. It's not a favorite starter either. However, I think it'd just be good for the trade box or sell off. Just to, it's hit or miss. Some of these cards I'll either keep. Most of these I'm going to keep. I grade a lot for the personal collection mainly, but cards like this I'll either trade or sell just to recoup some of the grading fees. Had to pause for a second. My dog started barking crazy nonstop. So Sandy Shocks, Magneton, Gouging Fire, the SAR, all these were from the, I think, the Wild Force side. And these cards are sick. The Gouging Fire and the Walking Wake, basically Entei and Suicune, both of these look so good. I am hoping for 10s on both of them. I really think they came out well centered. Japanese quality just... It's been hit or miss the last couple months with the cuts on the cards, and I've said that a couple times, but their centering is usually pretty spot on. I did end up pulling 2 Mortys, so I'm going to grade both of those. Morty's going to be, I want to say they're gonna 10, but they're a little light on the top side, so we'll see. It won't hurt my feelings if they come back 9s, but I want them to 10. Salvatore, I have the SR, and then I also pulled the SAR, and hopefully I have a sequential pair of 10s there. They are, the SAR is a little light on the top side, but really good side to side. The bottom looks about right, so we'll see. Hopefully those go in and come back as 10s. SR, what's that? Paldean Students. This is just a card I pulled and grabbed. I don't really care if it's slabbed up or not. I'll probably trade this one away. It's not like a favorite. It's not an SAR either. So we'll see once that's back. I did pull the Penny from Shiny Treasures. This card, I'm a little worried, is gonna 9 though. Little light on the left side. The right side's thicker there. Back side looks pretty decent. So hopefully that comes back as a 10, but kind of expecting a 9 on that one as well. Erie, hands down, should 10. Super well-centered card. Absolutely banger card. Lucario's chilling up there. I love these arts with all the different Pokemon on them. So that, I really hope does 10. We'll see there. And then we have Bianca. I am hoping for pairs of 10s on Bianca, because I've actually pulled 2 sets now. So I have 2 sets that I'm going to send in sequentially of the Biancas. I did pair the better 2 together and then the lesser 2 together. So if something was going to 9, it's hopefully not going to mess up the other pair. I think the second pair here is going to have the best shot of having double 10s. Yeah, these cards look really good. So I'm hoping both of those, they're 10. So that's it. That is going to be all, 52 or 53 cards? I already forgot the number of what I'm submitting. I am submitting some other cards for a few buddies. They're dropping off tonight, so they're not here yet, and I'll let them showcase those own cards on their channels and Instagrams. So this is all just mine, what's going to be part of the order, and we're hoping for the best. Month or 2 down the road from now is going to be an awesome grade reveal video. We're going to have fun. It's going to be a lot of slabs to go through. And again, we'll see. That's all I can say is we'll see and hope for the best. Hopefully you enjoyed the entire showing of the cards here and are as excited as me to get them back. And I just wanted to say a thank you to everyone that has been watching the videos, liking the videos, commenting on the videos. I got a lot of loyal people already that have been just kind of viewing every video Monday and Thursday. And thank you to everyone. You know who you are. I talk to most of you weekly. I just appreciate it quite a lot. The hours are growing. The followers are starting to grow. And hopefully it just keeps on shooting up. I want to shoot for the stars right now. We will see you on Monday with that double booster box break, if it shows up, of those Peruvian cards, which is going to be a lot of fun. And I hope you all have a great weekend.
Don't stop.